guys have seen me before? Okay, get ready to hear 4 new jokes. Here's one of them. The other day I was at the store, and I was waiting in line. And a lady came up while I was waiting in line and started talking to this woman who had a baby in a stroller. And she just leaned over to the baby out of totally nowhere, just leaned over and was like, "Oh, look at the baby. Look how fat the baby is. His fat little legs and his fat little arms and his fat little face. Your baby's so fat. Yes, he is. He's a fat little baby." And the mom was totally cool with it. She was like, "I know. Baby's fat. It's fine." Which got me thinking, what's the age cutoff on the ability to walk up to a total stranger and say their child is fat? Could you just walk up to a random person and be like, "Oh, your baby's so fat. With fat little legs and arms and face and a fat little belly. How old are you now? 15? Oh, you must be so proud, Mom." You know, but you have to use the baby voice, I realize. Because if you don't use the baby voice, there's something not nearly as sweet about the whole ordeal. You know, you could just walk up to someone's baby and be like, "Your baby's fat. It's fat arms, fat legs, fat face. Your baby's fat." Which made me realize also that it's the baby voice that makes everything that you say somehow more tolerable. A little bit, you know? It's like you go to the doctor's office, they should just do this. "You've got the cancer." "Yes, you do." "You're gonna die." "Yes, you are." "Slow and painful." "Yes, you are." "You have the cancer." "Oh, that's not so bad." "I got the cancer." But the babies, the kids, they are getting fat. It seems like they're just growing every year, aren't they? And I actually read in a magazine recently that they have a diet pill now for children. A diet pill for kids. And I don't know about you guys, but I remember when a diet pill for us was called the playground. You know, you ask a kid now, you're like, "Hey, what do you think about the playground?" And they're like, "Oh, I love that game. I downloaded it off the internet. I'm on level 5 with a mini boss in the jungle gym. It's awesome." And I just can't help but wonder, what else are they going to change about our past, about our childhood, because of the weight situation, you know? Because I loved Candyland, but I don't know how well Splendoland's going to sell. You know? One thing that I hope they don't mess with, one of my favorite games growing up, I hope they don't mess with it because, frankly, I loved it. Because I want nothing to do with bulimic hippo. I don't want it. Something gratifying about eating them. But it's probably has something to do with the fast food. You know, I eat a lot of fast food though. I actually went out the other day and I went to Burger King. And outside of Burger King I noticed something. Out on their sign, it said, "Now hiring double cheeseburger." Which got me thinking, what if Burger King doesn't actually cook their hamburgers? They just lure them in with the prospect of steady employment. You know, what would that interview be like? You know, it'd be like, "Hey, Mr. Double Cheeseburger, please come in, have a seat." "Oh, you are sitting. Okay. Let's ask a few questions, Mr. Cheeseburger. First of all, how do you feel about bacon? If we took your fries away, would you be upset?" You're hired. I didn't eat there, though, because that's a little creepy. I'm not a big fan of eating hamburgers that are alive. How many of you guys have bumper stickers on your car? Wow, good. See, I don't have any bumper stickers on my car, and it's not because, you know, most of the time you just look like a jackass driving around with them. But a lot of it has to do with the fact that it's just not creative enough. Which is why I wait for my car to get really dirty, and then I just write my own on the back. Oh, seriously? I love that joke. No, but my car is a mess. I actually came out of work the other day and I saw a guy who was writing "Wash Me" on my car, and he freaked out. He was like, "Oh, dude, I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Man, don't worry about it. It's actually good." Because once he left, I wrote the words "please" and "write" on there. Now it says "please write wash me." Because I figure if I can get like 1,000 more people to do that, eventually there'll be no more room and my car will be clean. Seems like a good way around that. I opened up the newspaper the other day, and I noticed something. I noticed the Gay Pride Parade in the entertainment section of the newspaper. And I've got nothing against that. You know, I want them to get their rights, but Since when is a protest in the entertainment section of a newspaper? You know, it's like, I mean, it's great because they're great protests. I don't know if you guys have ever been to one, but they're great. You know, they got the clowns and the G-string and they got the balloons and it's a big thing and they're singing like, we want to get married, we want to get married. Not singing along, you want to get married, you want to get married. But in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, should they really get married? Because then they might lose the motivation to throw such a kick-ass protest. You know, what they really should do if they want to make any headway is they need to create a little tension. You know, tension is what gets the job done. I mean, it's done it through all the years, you know. I mean, look at civil rights, look at women's rights. You know, women wanted to vote, stop fucking their husbands, didn't take long. You know, civil rights too. You would never, you know, go back in time to civil rights and open up the newspaper and be like, hey, if we go out to the square at 9, we can get our asses kicked. Let's do that. You know, and you might be saying, what about Rosa Parks? What did Rosa Parks do? She didn't really cause tension. She just didn't get up and move. Well, if you knew what a great dancer Rosa Parks was, it was very difficult for her not to get up and move. All of her friends called her Crazy Rosa, the really good dancer. They weren't that good at nicknames. You know, whatever. Thanks for guys coming out tonight to the Outland bar. It's the best bar in Springfield, I think. Go to the Outland. I'll tell you about the bars, though. You run into crazy people at the bar, and I guess you can't help it. Have you guys ever run into the do I know you guy? The guy that swears to God he knows you from somewhere, and he won't leave you alone until he figures out where it was. You ever run into this guy? You know, because it always starts off simple. It'll be like the bar or, you know, the coffee shop. But then he gets really weird about it. Like, I was out the other day and this guy came up to me and he had the most strange request. He goes, I got it. Mike's Watch Shop, Wichita, Kansas. Last winter? And at this point I knew he was fucking with me. Because we all know there's no buildings in Kansas. And what the hell do you need a watch for in Kansas anyways? To know how long nothing's been going on? You know? Kansas has a quarter now. I don't know if you guys have been keeping up with the quarters, but Kansas has a quarter. And there's a buffalo on it. That's it. A buffalo. Something that was already there when they got there. That's all Kansas has done. They trapped something. It's like the settlers got to Kansas and they were like, oh shit. We better put up fences, because if those things leave, we got nothing. You know? I tell you, should be on the Kansas quarter. People willing to live in Kansas. Just squeeze all 7 of them in for a group photo. I was driving here. I gave one of the comedians a ride. That one. And Bryce Johnson, everybody. I gave him a ride here, and I threw something out the window while we were coming here, and he was like, dude, that's littering. You can't just throw stuff out the window. And I was like, okay, man, listen. There's no such thing as littering. There is just strategically placed advertisements, a shit that I liked. That's what it is, you know. This curb was brought to you by Burger King. That curb was brought to you by Budweiser, in a can. Kind of crushed. And it works too, because the other day I was walking downtown, and by the time I got here, I had this strange craving for cigarettes, and condoms, and beer. And I thought, where can I get all those things at once? And then I saw a Walmart bag caught in a tree. And all my questions were answered. Totally works. I was at the mall the other day, back home in Tulsa, that's where I'm from. And, someone's been there. I'm sorry. And do we have any left-handed people in the audience? Yeah. You can tell the fakes because they do this. The liars. Left-handed people, you're crazy because you get your own store. They have left-handed stores for people with left-handed. Yes. You know, it's like they have left-handed mugs and left-handed notebooks and like left-handed t-shirts. And it's just crazy. And I want in on this. Because I think there's someone else that's not getting enough merchandise, and that's schizophrenics. I want to open a specialty store for schizophrenics and call it Something for the Both of You. We'll sell sporks, reversible jackets, and I think our biggest seller by far will be those little things that you have. You put in your ear for the cell phone, you know, but there won't be a cell phone, just go in their pocket. And that way, when they're talking to themselves, they don't look crazy. They look like loud, annoying douchebags. Oh, I need a cigarette. I've smoked for 7 years and I never once bought an ashtray. Does anyone own an ashtray? Yes. You are good people. I can't buy an ashtray because to me it's kind of a commitment issue. You know, it's like buying an ashtray is kind of like asking smoking to marry you. You know, it's like till death do we part. I'm not quitting now. I invested in this. You know, it's like, and I have a feeling who's going to outlive me and take all my money. You know, I want to open a ashtray store along with my schizophrenic store. I want to open an ashtray store for non-committed smokers, and we'll sell flower pots, ugly mugs, and half-full beer cans. I think that'll suffice for a lot of people. I also smoke pot. Does anybody? All right. You know, you can tell when your audience is stoned. I've done that a few times. I've said that joke, and it's like 1,000, 2, 1,000. Woo! Then they yell. They're looking around. Oh, yeah, I know. You know, you always hear about people getting drunk, you know, and drunk dialing people. I'm sure some of you will do that tonight, hopefully. Me. And, but you never hear about people getting really high and high calling people. You never do. And I have a feeling that's because the phone is like on the other end of the couch. It's a long ways. I was actually downtown the other day and I noticed there was a poster. I'm going to light this eventually. I noticed there was a poster out downtown, and it was an anti-drug poster, and it had these 2 little kids on it, and they were smoking pot in a bedroom. And above it, it said, "Do you know where your kids are?" And I thought, well, for like 2 people, that answers that question. I figured drugs aren't the problem. We just need a hell of a lot more posters. 1 second. Supporting the habits. These are going to kill me, I know it. I do know it. It says on the box. I think it'd be crazy. I think this is true. In this day and age with all the technology that we have, I bet you when we die, we don't go to heaven. I bet we go into a big room, and then we sit and we watch our whole life over again with a God commentary track. And he'll chime in every so often and tell us things that we didn't notice about ourselves, you know, like little behind the scenes that you probably always wondered. You know, because like in this scene, God would be like, well, in this scene, Matt is playing the lottery. You can't hear us, and we're trying real hard so he doesn't, but we're all laughing at him. In this scene, this is an important scene to Matt. He really liked this. This is a girl that he really likes, and he's going to have sex with her, and he's really excited. And we decided, it'd be kind of funny, my idea, to give him a leg cramp about halfway through. See how he handles that. Should have bought bananas. Sex is a dangerous thing, though. It can get you in some trouble. I was talking to my mom recently, and I asked her, I told her I did some math, and I looked at my anniversary, or their anniversary, and my birth date, which is never a question you should ask, even after you do the math. Because she gave me the answer I thought I was going to get. You know what she said? She goes, pause. Okay, play. She goes, that's sexy. She goes, well, you know how birth control is 99.9% effective? You are that 0.01% not effective. 0.01%, people. If there was a pie chart for how much my parents didn't want to have me, it would just be a big circle. And in that circle it would say, no baby Matt. And then, but if you looked real close, you'd see a line. And when you got real close to that line, you'd see it was 2 lines. And in between those 2 lines, it would say, oh, fuck. With like 4 O's and 2 K's. Oh, fuck, 0.01%. That was my nickname growing up. No wonder I'm a stand-up comedian. But I realized by telling that joke, I've ruined some people's chances of having sex tonight. You're going to be out with your lady. Or someone else's lady. A lady. And you're going to be getting in the heat of the moment, right? And she's going to be like, oh man, do you have a condom? And you'd be like, no, I don't. I didn't bring one. She's like, that's cool. I'm on birth control. And you'd be like, oh, fuck. Why did I go to the Outland tonight? And she's like, what's that have to do with anything? It's 99.9% effective. And then it happens. In your head, a baby appears. And on the baby's body is my head. And I'm smoking a cigarette. And I just look at you and go, what are the odds? That's why I stick to condoms. Condoms are supposedly a very safe way of doing things. But even condoms I can fuck up. Because I was dating a girl, and I bought a bunch of condoms, because I like to assume she's going to have sex with my scrawny ass more than once. But we broke up after only had like a couple, and I realized she has all the condoms. And once they have all the condoms, you can't get them back. You can't ask for those back. She gets them. You know, which really sucks, because the next time you see her out with another guy, you realize you have unintentionally paid for someone else to have sex with your ex-girlfriend. You know? But it's not that bad, because you know, on the flip side, you know, the best things in life are free, and fucking on someone else's dime is excellent. She pulls out the condoms, you're like, oh, somebody's gonna be pissed. I was, shut up. Oh, what's happened to somebody?
Oh, shit.
It'll be alright, buddy. I was out at the store the other day and I bought a frame at Target. And in the frame at from Target, there was a really attractive girl. And this is kind of creepy, and I can't believe I did this, and I can't believe I'm telling you this. But I thought, well, she's kind of cute. And this was a while ago, I was single, and I thought, I'm going to cut her out and put it in my wallet and see how many people believe that this is my girlfriend. So I would show people the picture, and I'm like, hey, look at that. Yeah, she's having a good time on the swing. I took that picture. And no one believed me. Nobody believed me that I was dating this girl. And she wasn't even that attractive, really, so I don't see why they didn't believe me. Which got me thinking that somewhere out there, that girl has a real boyfriend who has, like, real issues with the fact that nobody believes he's dating the girl in all the frames at Target.